Okay, so fact number one is I hate water. I do not like water at all whatsoever. When I was younger, I would put sugar in my water in order to drink it, sugar in my milk in order to drink it, Kool-Aid, sweet tea, all those kind of country drinks. That is what I loved. Sweet and syrupy is what it had to taste like. And as an adult, obviously, I learned that you cannot live off of that, so you have to consume water. So I did a 30-day challenge, hoping that that would kind of make it a habit for me to drink the water, and it was horrible. It was the hardest thing I've done, the hardest challenge, to drink a gallon of water every day because it was just so bland and gross to me. So obviously, I stopped that water challenge. But I do still drink water, but I don't like the flavored waters or whatever. They all taste like diet to me, and that's gross. I'd just rather not drink it. So I do drink, I add my own fruit into the water. So this week is pineapples because pineapples were on sale. So I have my old kombucha bottles. I save these guys, and I just put pineapples in them, and I put it in the refrigerator. And then the next day, because I don't like cold water either, I like my water room temperature. So then the next day I just take it out and I pour it into my little shaker cup, and that's how I drink my water in order to get it down. So that is number one. I do not like water. Number two is I drove my first car when I was 10 years old. And yeah, that's not okay. My grandmother was babysitting me, I guess. I was hanging out at her store with her, and I was very bored. So I asked her if I can go listen to music in her car. And she gave me the keys and let me go listen to music in her car. And I just started playing around, starting it up, and somehow eventually I hit the right thing and it went into reverse. And I was like, oh my God. So then I tried that out a few more times, and then I backed it back and forth out of the parking spot a few more times. And then about, 45 minutes later, I was like down the street. So yeah, so the first time I drove a car, I was 10 years old, and no, I did not tell her. Absolutely did not tell her that I did that with her car. My favorite meal. So number three is my favorite thing to eat, and the meal is a nice fried piece of chicken, like a drumstick or like a thigh, not a breast, because I want it to have like that nice juiciness to it, not the dryness that sometimes comes with chicken breast. So a nice piece of fried chicken with a homemade mac and cheese and collard greens. Oh my goodness, my heart just loves it. It's just like my comfort spot. That's my favorite meal. And so once a year, my best friend and her family invite me over for dinner, and that is what they cook every single year. And her father makes the chicken perfect and everything. It's amazing. I love it. And so being gluten-free, obviously, that is like the one thing that I'm dreading coming this birthday is like, do I just go and suffer through that? Because it's kind of worth it once a year, Like, let's weigh my favorite meal and the sweet spot, a little stomach ache. I could deal with it, So I'll keep you posted on whether or not I have that meal or not, because I am definitely worried about missing that meal and that comfort that it brings me. So, okay. The number four, I do not like cheesecake. I've never liked cheesecake. The texture of it is weird to me. It's just, it reminds, like, I taste egg in it, and it might be like weird or something, or I haven't had a good one, but I have never had a piece of cheesecake that I've actually enjoyed. Now my husband's grandmother makes this like cheese pie, but it's really just like cream cheese and whipped cream and vanilla, and I like that. I enjoy that so much. But actual cheesecake, the consistency of it is disgusting to me. So yeah, no, I don't like cheesecake. Number 5 is my grandmother on my father's side, Nanny. She knew how much I disliked vegetables as a child and came up with the perfect punishment. So whenever I would misbehave, she would go. All right. Can you say hi?
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah. How old are you? How old is Joe? Are you 2? Yeah. I love you too, baby. Look, what is here? What is that? Minions? Yeah. You saw your minion book? Yeah, boy. You were reading Minions? Yeah. Oh, nice. Prehistoric beach party. Swimming? In the water? Yeah. Okay, go read your book. Really?
All right. So my husband called and I'm not sure where I left off at. So number 5 is as a child I really disliked vegetables, and so my grandmother, whenever I misbehaved or something like that, she would put like a pot of like green beans on the stove with no salt, pepper, butter, nothing, just boiled vegetables, and make me eat an entire bowl of that. Oh my goodness, it was the grossest thing in the world. And first it started off as peas, and then I got used to peas, and then she went to lima beans. I could not, I would just gag at the table. I could not do it. And one memory in particular, I wanted to go over my cousin's house, and they came to pick me up, and I wasn't ready because my bowl, Joe, shh. And my bowl of vegetables was not empty, and my grandmother was like, no, you're not leaving until you... She was like, you're not going anywhere until you finish this bowl of lima beans. And my uncle was like, well, we're leaving you if you don't hurry up. So I went to go stay the night with my cousin Lily, and my uncle was like, we're leaving you if you're not finished with that when I'm like walking out the door. So I had to scarf down this bowl of lima beans. It was the nastiest thing I have ever eaten. It was tears in my bowl. It was sorrow in that bowl. It was disgusting. And yeah, so that was one of my punishments as a child, is I had to eat like bland vegetables, and it worked. So number 6, I was terrified of Santa Claus. I was not one of those kids that couldn't wait for Santa to come and bring us toys and all that. I was so afraid of Santa because my brother, Troy, told me that if Santa Claus caught me seeing him, he would throw pepper in my eyes. And that scared the living crap out of me. I did not want this guy, this fat, jolly guy running around throwing pepper in kids' eyes. Like, how is that at all magical? Like, no, don't come to my house. Like, I'm fine without your gifts. And yeah, I was really scared of him. So they told me very young about, Santa, so that I wouldn't be so afraid of him. Number 7 is that when I was younger, I wanted 9 children. And that is because my grandmother had 8 children, and I just loved how big and close our family was, that I wanted just as many. But obviously, I had to get just one more than she did. So I wanted 9, and I wanted to have, the similar feeling in my family, a large family, and, very close-knit family. So yes, now I had my daughter, and I said, oh, only 1. Then I had my son, and then I said, oh, you know what, 2's not bad. And now I'm at about 4 to 6. My husband's kind of like, I'm good with the 2, but I think I would definitely like to adopt 1. I would like to have foster kids in and out of our home, and I would like to have maybe 2 more of my own, and if I can get twins, that'd be the winner. So yes, I would like to have anywhere from 4 to 6 kids. I'm sorry if I keep looking down. My notes are right down here on the paper just so that I can stay on track. And so I keep looking down at my paper here. Number 8. I have never left the United States. I've gone on road trips with my grandmother when I was younger, to Louisiana, and we've drove, pretty much down the coast of the United States. But the furthest west I've ever been is Texas, and yeah, that's about it. I've been to Texas, Florida, Georgia, all the southeast states, Pennsylvania, Virginia, yeah, pretty much like that. And then the furthest up north I've been is to New York. That's the furthest north I've been. So yeah, I have not left the United States, but I would love to go to California, like I'm sure everyone else would too. I also want to visit Seattle. Get out of here. Okay, so yeah, I would obviously like to do that, and then we have some other places on our bucket list: is Greece, Paris. We want to take like a European tour, and then we want to go to New Zealand, obviously, but my husband loves Lord of the Rings, so the stuff he wants to do in New Zealand is ridiculously expensive, so that may be like a 10-year, 20-year anniversary, because he wants to do like the Lord of the Rings tours and all those things, and that's gonna run us some money. So yeah, and we want to do that, and then I want to go to Africa. I am dying to go to Africa. And yeah, so I want to travel, but we haven't yet. We haven't gone out of the United States yet. And obviously, I want to go to the Caribbean. Who doesn't want to go to the Caribbean? Okay, so number 9 is I love the show The Office. I am so obsessed with Steve Carell and all the other people on that show. But Steve Carell, probably, and Rainn Wilson are probably my favorite. Dwight, his personality is, how could you not just be so amused by him? And the two of them together with Jim, John Krasinski. Not sure how I'll say his last name, but yeah, Jim and Pam and Michael, Dwight, all of them. I love all of them. And I watch this show every single day, if not multiple episodes a day. And I would say in the last 7 years, I have watched at least one episode, almost every day. So that's probably about over like 50,000 hours of The Office. I tried to rough estimate it, and yeah, it's probably over 50,000 hours that I have spent watching The Office. Give me that one. Give it to me now. That one. Thank you. Go. Go. Yeah, so I have spent over 50,000 hours watching Office. It is my favorite show. I know every episode. I know every phrase. Whenever my husband wants to see a certain episode or a certain thing, he just mentions what happens in it, and I can, find the exact episode that came from. It's yeah, it's crazy. I love them so much. And when I found out that The Office didn't exist, I was heartbroken that they filmed this in California or something. I'm like, what? Pennsylvania's right there. I wanted to drive there, see the building and all that stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, how foolish have I been to think. Get out of here. How foolish have I been to think that this place really exists, right? So yeah, I love The Office. Great show. Not least, probably the most important thing to know about me is number 10, my biggest pet peeve. My biggest pet peeve is repeating myself. I hate when someone asks me a question over and over again. I hate to have the same conversation over and over again. I'm just like, are you serious? You don't already know where I stand on this situation? Why would you ever ask me that again? You know how I feel about it, so just don't ask me. And my husband does this, and my daughter, they both do this all the time to me, and I think it's because they know it drives me out of my mind, and they ask me I can't even. I'm getting bothered by talking about someone asking me a question. Oh my goodness, Joe! Please! Yeah, so good thing he did that, because I was getting aggravated talking about someone asking me a question more than once. I just can't take it. I'd rather just say forget it, and it's just a mute point, and I never have to speak to you again. Like, let's just not ever speak again. But the kind part of me, I usually, answer it. But inside, it is killing me. It is slowly taking parts of my life away every time I have to do that. So, yep, that is 10 things about me. And if you want to see more of these kind of videos, just let me know. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, you know the drill. And yeah, it was great, writing all these down. And if you want to read it or anything like that, I did do a blog post about it. So head over to The Busiest Bree. I don't know what my blog is. I'll put the link will be down below. But yeah, thebusiestbree .blogspot.com. No, thebusiestbree.wordpress.com. I don't know what my blog site is. I haven't said those words in so long. I usually just copy and paste it. That is not good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so however it goes, just head over to my blog. The link will be down below, and it's also on my Facebook, and I believe it's on my Instagram. If not, it might be Instagram, might just be my YouTube. Hey, get out. Yeah, just head over to my Facebook page or my Instagram, or follow the link down below. Yes, it was so nice doing this, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thanks. Bye.